Hello everyone! Today we will learn how to make a large paper rose for photo shoots. And for this rose, we will need some more red and green crepe paper. We'll need the entire pack of red paper. The size of our paper is 50 by 200 centimeters. We'll need the red sheet, and the green one will only be needed for a small piece. You will also need a glue gun or double-sided tape. But with the double-sided tape, I had a bad impression and the rose petals fell off. So I really recommend using a glue gun after all. We will also need a regular A4 sheet of plain white paper. We will use it to make the stem of our rose. And first of all, we will make the stem. Making the stem is very simple. We take one corner of our paper and roll it into a very thin tube. Carefully, gradually, at an angle, so that the stem turns out to be as long as possible. And we roll it up like this until the end. At the end, we need to secure our tube either with PVA glue or, as in my case, with hot glue. And our tube, our stem, is ready. Next, we take the red paper and scissors. We need to unfold the paper completely to its full size. Next, we have to fold it evenly. A few times, until the moment when the size of our petals is sufficient. We fold it in half and it forms something like this. Here we see a neat square. Next, we need to cut all the folded parts with scissors because we need the petals separately. We will divide this into two parts, and one part will be one size. The other part is a little bit different in size as we are forming our rose, from smaller petals to larger ones. We are now cutting all our folds, and later we will cut petals out of them. So we take one half, we fold it in half, take the scissors, and we cut out a shape like this, almost like a heart. We just do it like this, as we can see at the bottom. We leave a space like this, we end up with a heart shape like this. We just made a larger version, and now we are cutting the second part a bit smaller. Our petals will be a little smaller, and now we clearly see the size of our two halves. Next, we will need a pen, just a regular one. We will take a separate petal, grab a pen and roll it around like this into a tube, and we end up with a small curl. This will be our petal. The center is US. We unfold it, the paper stretches a bit, and we end up with a petal. So we do this with each petal, both the small size and the large one. We do this work with all the petals. So we completed this work. It doesn't go that fast, but it's definitely worth it. We made 8 smaller petals in total. In total, we have 8 beautifully crafted and elegantly shaped larger petals. Our leaves are ready. Next, we will start shaping our rose. We will heat the glue, and then we take a petal. And we need to make small folds at the bottom of each petal. Shape a petal like this in a rounded form. And then we slightly curl it, and we can see that it's turning out well. Next, we take our stem and apply glue to it. And we start from the edge of the petal, twisting it to form the bud, we twist our petal around the stem, and then we secure it with glue. The base of our rose is set, and we can continue. So with each petal, we take a lot of petals, make them at the bottom like this, pinches. They help round out our petal, and it's much easier to glue them on. We are forming a beautiful rose. Next, we also very carefully glue each petal around gradually, gently pulling it a bit so it's not too tight. Next, we glue it on while opening up our rose. So we do this with each one, and our rose will take shape gradually. I would like to say a few words about the glue. PVA glue won't help you with this. The paper we have is quite thick, and PVA glue won't hold it. And you'll have to wait a long time for one petal to stick. If you don't have that kind of glue, then you can use regular tape. And bottom, wrap each petal with this tape simply, just regular thin tape. And gradually, as we can see, a rose has formed from one half of the petals, made of smaller petals. Next, we take the remaining 8 petals, which are larger, and we do the same. We start with the very first petal and very carefully and gently make a few more soft and gentle pinches at the very bottom, delicately. Just a bit bigger. In order to form a more rounded shape for the petal, and our petals will be larger and more open, well, our rose is ready at the bottom. It looks like this. Our lower petals are more. We'll only glue the open parts at the bottom. And now we will continue. Green paper, and we need to hide the imperfections at the bottom of our rose, the places where it's glued. We'll cover them with leaves. Now we cut out a square that matches the size of the rose. We fold it into a triangle, then fold it into another triangle, and into yet another triangle. And then we take scissors, and where we have the folds, we carefully make a small cut, and precisely. So we end up with this kind of oval shape for the leaves. Next, in the center of the leaves, we need to make small cuts. This is so that our stem can fit through. We push the stem through, and then we carefully use hot glue to attach our leaves to the rose. Next, we need to make a long strip to cover our stem and make it green. We roll our paper, cutting off about 2 centimeters wide from the edge. This is what part we end up with. Paper strip. With it, we'll cover our stem. We take our rose and gradually wrap it around like this with paper tape. And as a result, we ended up with a nice thick green stem for our rose. Remember, it's better to keep our rose in a vase so it doesn't get squished. We ended up with this beautiful piece. Well, that's it. My lesson is coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. This rose will make a great gift for International Women's Day. For mom, grandma, sister, or anyone, even friends. It will also beautifully decorate your interior and be an indispensable helper for photo sessions in any style. I wish you all the best, everyone. Goodbye and happy upcoming spring.